Hi everyone, welcome to this Django series. And today we are starting a professional grade project together. Our project is called Finch Collector. Imagine a system designed for wildlife organizations or research teams. It lets users register different finches, store detailed information like breed, age, and description, and keep track of feeding schedule. You can view all finches in a collection, update their details as conditions change, and remove records when needed. It's a practical CRUD application. Create, read, update, delete. And those four operations are the foundation of nearly every serious web platform. So, why it matters? By building Finch Collector, you're not just learning Django syntax, you're learning how to architect an application so it's maintainable, scalable, and ready for new features. You will go through models, URL routing, views, templates, admin customization, authentication, and more. These are the same skill you will use on high-value production level projects. So, before we dive in, let's outline exactly what we'll achieve today and what you will take away from this session. Goals for today. First, we will set up our Python environment, making sure everything is ready for Django development. Next, we'll create a new Django project and our first Django app, the foundation of everything we will build. Then we will run the development server so we can test our work in real time as we go. And finally, we will walk through the Django folder structure so you know exactly where everything lives and how it fits together. Once we have done these steps, you will be ready to tackle some important concepts. You will learn the difference between a Django project and a Django app. Then we'll explore the request flow, how a URL maps to a view and then renders a template. And then you will see exactly where to store your templates and static files so your project stays organized. Then we'll work with virtual environment to keep our Python dependencies clean and isolated. And then you will get comfortable running and testing the Django development server. And finally, you will learn how to build your app in small, safe steps, the same way professional work on real production system. So let's start from terminal. First of all, make sure that you are in a right directory, and let's make sure Python and pipe are installed and ready. Django requires Python 3, so I want to double check my system. So I first check my Python version. So that's fine. I have Python 3, the latest version here, 0.13.6. And then I check my 5 version. That's fine too. If you're on Windows, you just remove these three. Just write Python version. So let's create our project and folder. First, I make a Finch collector directory here, and then I want to cd2 Finch collector. Let's check the spelling. Finch collector. Yes, that's fine. So now we have a directory named Finch Collector, and we are into that. And now let's create a virtual environment. I say Python 3 hyphen m. Hyphen m means run a module as a script. Virtual environment dot virtual environment. Okay, so now we have our virtual environment. Why we added this dot? Because at the start it's just a convention to hide it from normal folder views, on, especially on Mac OS. The environment keeps our project's package separate from the system Python. Okay, and then now let's activate the virtual environment. So I say source dot virtual environment, then activate. So this source runs the activation script inside the virtual environments being activated. Okay. All right. Now let's install our Django. So I say pipe install Django. So now I'm downloading and installing Django package into our virtual environment. This stays local to the environment. Nothing touched in your system wide Python. So don't worry about it. Okay. So everything is fine. Just to confirm it's there, you can run this command as well. Yeah. So now we should see here. Yeah, exactly the last version of the Django. It's in our virtual environment. So now let's start a Django project. Uh, I say here Django admin, and I write start project Finch collector dot. So the dot at the end tells Django to put these files right here in the current folder, not in a subfolder. Okay, so it's important here. All right. So now we have our project here. So we should see manage.py here, the project's command center. If I just list here, you can see Finch collector and manage.py. So Finch collector is a package holding settings, URLs, and the all the entry points here. And package manage.py is the project command center. Okay. So now let's run the server to see what we have it here. uh, I can run Python manage.py run server. If I use this command, yes. Okay. Now our server is running, but Django is warning me. You have 18 unapplied migrations. This means Django's built-in app, things like the admin interface, authentication, content type, and session handling, have databases changed, waiting to be applied. Without this migration, those features won't work properly because the database table don't even exist yet. So let's fix that right now. First, I need to stop the server, so Control C. Uh, okay, so I stop the server now, and then first I need to Django's manage.py command to run the migration subcommand. So I say Python manage.py migrate. This will look uh, through every installed app's migrations folder, figure out which ones haven't been applied yet, and run them in the correct order. The default database is DB SQLite 3, a file right in our project folder, and Django will create it automatically if it's not there. So now we will see all the migrations have done here. So you see those OKs here. So Django lists the apps that have unapplied migration. So now they are okay. So let's verify our list here. As you can see, we have now this database here. As I said, uh, by default, Django create that database. Okay, now let's run the server again. So say Python manage.py run server. So now, as you can see, the server is running, and we have it here in the local host. So I just open on my browser. Yeah, you can see here the install works successfully. Congratulations. So now we have our first Django project. Okay, everything is ready to start. So now let's go to the I stop the server and I just want to run the codes in the VS Code to start coding. So I am in the right directory. I just say code here. Okay, the command not found. All right. CRUD command. Yeah. I think now that should be fine. Again. Yeah. Here you go. We have our project here, Finch Collector, virtual environment. We have our database, we have the Finch collector, and we have settings, URL, everything else here. And then we have manage.py, which is our main file here to run everything else. So let's start by coding in VS Code. Now time to wire the Django project inside VS Code. We will create the app, register it, connect URLs, make a view, add templates, and load CSS. Uh, First, I will create a Django app package called main app. This generates the folder structure Django expects, views, model, and migrations. We create the app before registering it so Django can import it cleanly. So on VS Code, let's open the terminal. We can run it here, Python manage.py, and then start app main app. So startup generates a Python package directory named main app. So as you can see here, now we have the main app include in here. So at the moment we need to register it. So we go to the setting. We need to register the app. The the package exists, but we need to register it. I will tell Django to load it by adding main app to the installed app list. So I go Finch collector settings.py and we go here installed list apps, and we need to add main app. Don't forget about this comma. Okay, we need to save it. And now we registered our main app. Okay, what we are going to do now, I will wire the project URL configuration. So the site root delegates to our apps, and this keeps the project file small and app specific routing in the app. So we go to the urls.py here, and we need to check everything is fine here. So we import Django contribute import admin, that's fine. Also we need the path from Django URLs, but we need another helper which is include. And then we need to uh, wire the project's URL config. So we have the admin here, so that's fine. Also, we need another path, which is, let me write it from the beginning. So we say path, empty, nothing, include, main app dot URLs. So this is the root. This is the root for our app. happened here? I think we miss a square bracket here. Yes. We save it. So now we registered also our URLs configuration. So next step, what we are going to do inside the app, I will define the URLs specific to this app. For now, the root path is just a slash, there's nothing. We call a home. That's the home view. So from the main app, so this is in the Finch collector directory, but we need to go to the main app. So there is a difference, you remember, between the project and app. We can have different apps inside one project, Django project. So we go to the main app, and now we need to go to the URL. So Django by default doesn't make the urls.py in the main app. So we need to create one. I go to the main app directory, new file, just urls.py. Okay. And now we need to do some import. So I say from Django that URLs import path, and then from import views. And we need to create our list, URLs list. So I say URL pattern, and then I say path views dot home name equals to home. Okay, so this is that list. The URLs pattern is our app's root list, and here the path maps the empty path to the view.home and gives it the URL name home. So we gave it home. So we just save this one, and now we need to define the view views.py, because we need to write a simple function that takes an HTTP request object and returns the response. The response, of course, is a render from the template. We will define step by step. So we go to the views.py here, and we have a import here. That's fine. Render, we need that one. And then I just write a simple function here. So we say def home, because we want to render our home page. So I call it home. Request as a parameter here. For now, I just keep it empty, nothing inside. And then return render request main app.html. Okay. So now we have our function here. So just to render the request from HTTP. And now it's a time to add our templates. So again, by default, Django doesn't make the template folder in the main app, so we need to make one. And I just go to the main app and say new folder, and I call it templates. And to avoid any inclusion here, I just make another directory which is main app. Okay, and now inside the main app we need our HTML. So I just call it base.html, and this is our homepage. Let's just start writing some codes here. As you know, by the exclamation mark here, you can bring the simple HTML. So now we have our basic HTML skeleton into a reusable base layout with Django template tag. So the child page can inherit it. We'll add blocks, load the static library, and link CSS. It's a bit different with the raw HTML. So we're going to write some codes here. So let's start with the title. So I want to change the title here. So I need to add a static block. So it's say block title. I need to close this here. Just like this. And then I write finch collector, and then end block. Okay. So we have the title here. It's a static. The block starts here with title and end the block. Okay, this is our title. And then I'm going to add another link here. Which is for our HTML. So I say style sheet and again another static main app style.css. So we have the link now, and let's have something in the body. So I have header, yeah, say, let's say h1 is finch collector, and then have a navbar which is to the home page, and then inside I just write home. Let's make, okay, so we have our header now, and let's go to the main. In here I have only the static one, which is the block content, and we end the block. So I can extend to the other HTML files later. And then we have a footer, and just a paragraph here. Okay, so once more time, we had this block title and uh, end block here. So name the placeholder of the title. Default is Finch Collector. Child page also can override this one. And then we import the Django static tag library in this template. Without the static one, uh, errors come up always. And yeah, and then we had some simple HTML here. So, and also in the main, we had another static uh, block here to extend this HTML to the other page. Okay, the difference in Django is that the plain HTML is a copy paste per page, but Django templates use the inheritance, so you can just centralize layout and only the very blocks. Okay, so let's save this one, and now we want to create the home page. So we go to the main app template, main app, and create a new file, which is our home.html. Okay, so here we don't need the raw HTML again, so we just use the extend from the base. So not end log, I need extend main app base.html, and yeah. So now it's an extension from the base HTML. And now we go here and write something like block title, which is home finch collector. And this is the title. And then we can add our content here. So write blog content. Let's say environment ready to use. Server is up. And we need to end the block. Okay, so we extended the base HTML to home HTML, and now we need to save it and just make sure that everything else is fine. So we need to check our views here to have the request, which is fine because we did it before. And we have the render here. It loads the template, merge, and optional context dictionary. And also we need to check our URLs. Our URL is fine as well, so we have the URL here. So everything is fine. So now it's the time to add a little bit of CSS to put some touch on our app. So now, before adding some CSS to the app, let's see what we've got until now and open the server. So I'm going to the terminal and just write here python manage.py run server. Okay. Oh, we got an error here. So let's see what the error says. So it says Django cannot find a template, so template does not exist. Expression values main app.html. So let's go back to the view. Django will look inside our apps template folder for a file with that exact name, but in our setup we are using something else. So let's fix that. We go to the view. As you can see, we have main app.html, but we created a home HTML. So we need to fix this one. It's just, but we need to have it like it's in home, main app, home HTML. Save it. And again, go back to the server, just refresh the page. here you go. So we have the home, which is linked to our home page. You remember environment ready to use, server is up, and date here, Finch collector. So for now, just let's add some style to this page and see what it's gonna be look like. All right, our template is loading fine now, but it looks pretty boring. Let's add some CSS to make it look clean and a bit more polished. In Django, each app can have its own static file folder for things like CSS, JavaScript, and images. Static files don't change depending on the data, they are just served as it is to the browser. By default, Django looks inside a folder called static inside your app. So let's make one because by default Django doesn't create a static folder. So let's go to the main app and create a static. So static, and then you remember again we have another main app. So inside our main app folder, I will create a new folder called static, then another folder inside that called main app. Yes, same name as the app, and finally a file called style.css. This mirrors the way we handle templates. The extra folder inside static helps avoid name conflicts between apps. Because as I said before, maybe in the future you need to add another app to this project. So by this way, it we help like avoiding conflict. Okay, now I go to static main app and create a new file, which is our style.css. Okay, so to save you some time, I'm not going to type the whole CSS file here. It's not the focus of this tutorial. I'll put the CSS code in the video description so you can copy and paste it if you want. The exact same style I'm using, but the important part is this style.css file control how our page look like. So I just copy the CSS here. As you can see, it's a very long one, quite long one, and I will drop it in the description so you can use it as well. It's not our focus. Now, just I want to tell you something very important where I load this CSS. As you remember, in the base HTML, we had load static, and then here static main app style.css. All right, so now it's a time to check our app in the browser. Let's check our server again. So just Python Python free manage.py run server. Let's go to the browser. Let's copy. And here you go. This is the first start with CSS. That's it for today's build. We have now got a fully working Django project. Our app is connected, our templates are in place, and we even fixed that title template path issue together. We've got a clean folder structure, a base layout, and the page is loading perfectly in the browser. In the next part, we are going to go deeper. We will start building the rest of our app, create a Finch model, connect it to the database, and actually display real data on the page. So this project will keep growing from here step by step until it's a complete working application. If you're following along, make sure to save your work right now so you can pick up exactly where we left off. And if you have enjoyed building this with me so far, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next part. See you in the next video.